My nigga met a me, lost his hair on top of his head.
Nigga probably was already bald.
Damn, they had a rough enough for my thug.
All right. Who here? Raise your hand. If you do not, if you have a clean record. Perfect. Found our new juror.
I did.
Raise your hand, bro. She said raise your hand.
I mean, there's no rules against cops. Mr. Garcia, Trooper Garcia, have you ever arrested this gentleman?
Yes.
I'm not sure won't be on the door.
You know, he actually doesn't have any reports written on him.
Wow.
Perfect. There's another one. Found two more.
Okay, so we have
Me, yeah.
Brandon, Trooper Garcia, and then is that
Who else isn't a felon here? Are you a felon?
My shit clean too.
Ah, perfect. Take your backpack off, please, if you can. You can leave it with your friends if you would like. You could just put it on the bench. It's already been searched. I just don't want you to have it up there. Okay.
How many y'all need?
Are you not a felon either?
no, he's not.
Nope, that's the clean with.
Well, there's 5 seats and 5 jurors.
There we go.
Out there's already 4 of them up there. Let me sit in the window seat. I supposed to be sitting away from anyway. You go female Johnny Cochran. God damn.
Chill out, bro. That bench ain't do nothing to you, bro.
I know, bro.
Yeah, you can take the last seat.
Free my nigga Metamig.
Free nut of me.
Man, look at my dog. Man, look what they did to my dog head.
Just like that, we have a jury.
Me go.
All right, this court will now come back into session. Proceed. So the
Okay,
defense
Your
is
Honor.
pled not guilty
Yes.
on all charges, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Prosecution, would you like to begin?
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. First docket number is docket number 186. I would also like you to note that any items that were confiscated in any of these docket numbers have been entered into evidence prior, as well as all of these police reports that I'm about to read, in lieu of the arresting officers not being here. I do have one of the officers to call to the witness stand. Should I read that one last, or would you like them in chronological order for the jury?
Read that one last.
All right. So our first docket, 186. Mr. Miguel Nunez.
Stand by. Can
Yeah.
we have a foreman on the jury? Can we appoint a foreman to the jury?
Oh,
Does anyone
shit.
here with prior jury experience?
I believe the individual with the marathon clothing T-shirt has previously been in a jury, Your Honor.
Yeah, I've been here before.
All right. So then you will be appointed as the foreman of the jury. So it is your job to take notes as needed by the jury on points listed by either the prosecution or the defense. So when you guys go in to deliberate, if anyone has any questions, you will guide and lead the discussion as such. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, Chef. All right, proceed.
Okay. So we have docket number 186 for offenses that occurred on 8/17/2022. Mr. Miguel Nunez is being charged with battery on a peace officer and obstruction of a government employee. The arresting officer was a Logan Webster, and his summary reads, at approximately 2010 local time, Deputy Corporal Moore, was attempting to detain a suspect for possession of a firearm. While conducting his investigation with Sheriff J and Trooper Garcia, Deputy Moore requested assistance in crowd control as multiple individuals, including Mr. Rico Martinez, Mr. Miguel Nunez, and Mr. Pedro Rivera obstructed law enforcement officers from conducting their investigation and arrest. The individuals attempted to leave the scene as deputies arrived on scene in support of Deputy Moore's call for assistance, at which point they were stopped by Deputy Webster and Deputy Perez. Upon contact on the stop, all the individuals proceeded to step out of the vehicle, at which point they were detained by deputies on the scene. Mr. Rivera proceeded to flee officers after the detainment of Mr. Rico Martinez and Mr. Miguel Nunez. Mr. Nunez and Martinez were transported to the Broward County Fort Lauderdale substation and processed by deputies. While in police holding, Mr. Nunez assaulted Deputy Boysen while processing his arrest in county holding. I would also, at this point, I believe that it makes sense to bring up a point for that case. That's actually for our later docket where we have our witness, but it's tied into that one that I will bring up later.
Okay.
Next we have docket number 208. Offenses committed on August 21st, 2022. Mr. Nunez is being charged with possession of an unlicensed firearm. The arresting officer was a Deputy Jackson, and his summary reads, on 8/21/2022, Corporal Moore and I responded to a possible burglary at 9072 on Innocence Boulevard and Strawberry Avenue. As we arrived on scene, Deputy Pride and Lieutenant Rossi were talking with 4 individuals outside the station. Approximately 2 minutes later, the man suspected of committing the burglary walked into the clothing store at the above location. Deputy Pride asked for the suspect to stop to allow us to question him. He continued into the dressing room where he began slurring obscenities at Deputy Pride. Deputy Pride tased the suspect to subdue him and handcuffed him. During initial questioning, he responded by saying he was doing, quote, gang shit. When the suspect was searched, a heavy pistol was found on his person. There was no camera evidence to support the robbery or burglary claim from the initial call, hence why he is just being charged with possession of an unlicensed firearm, which has been entered into evidence.
Okay, and that's 208.
Yes.
Okay.
211 is the one that we have a witness for, so we are skipping that one. We'll wait for the end. Next chronologically is docket number 235. That was offenses that occurred on 8/24/2022. Mr. Nunez is being charged with possession of an illegal firearm and possession of an unlicensed firearm. The arresting officer was a Deputy Rodriguez. On 8/24/2022, the suspect was in the passenger side of the car. The car had fled from the deputies. The car crashed into a wall. Passenger in question jumped out of the car by 7300 Postal, and then he began running on foot. After canvassing the area, the suspect was picked up by Air 1, at which point the suspect was placed under arrest. The suspect was identified as Miguel Nunez. A search was done on his person. A gun was found, and he was then transported by local EMS to the hospital. The pistol recovered had a serial number that's listed here. It's also listed on the evidence bag. The suspect is being charged with possession of an unlicensed firearm and possession of an illegal firearm. Next one. We have docket number 264. Sorry, that was the one that's being dismissed. Apologies. Docket number 275. Offenses occurred on 8/31/2022. This is Mr. Nunez was previously charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. It is being amended to possession of an unlawful possession of a firearm. Now, this was on the night of 8/31. The arresting officer is Deputy Pride. And the summary that he wrote was on 8/31/2022 at approximately 2300 hours. The Viper unit were advised of the subject on supervised release house arrest and was not at the court-mandated address. The Viper unit in an unmarked car were advised the subject was traveling on Strawberry Avenue. The subject was in a black Charger traveling southbound at a high rate of speed. And the unit finally located the Charger at the address of 9002 Arsenal Street. When deputies made contact with Miguel Nunez, he became very irate as we witnessed him exit the driver's seat of the black Charger. He was told to turn around and to be detained. He was verbally resisting. He was detained and arrested Upon later search, a pistol was recovered on his person. He was transported and processed at Broward Station, Fort Lauderdale. I would also like it to be noted that on 8/31, we did have court where Miguel Nunez pled not guilty to all the previous charges I just read. And he was put on house arrest with an ankle monitor and told not to leave his property. So all of these dockets that I'm about to read, there's 4 separate dockets where he was supposed to be on house arrest, and he had ankle monitor tracking on him to prove that he was in said places or locations. I will continue.
Okay, outstanding. Continue.
Docket number 282 for offenses that occurred on September 4th, 2022, also with his ankle monitor on. He's being charged with disorderly conduct, possession of a controlled substance, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, which again is being amended to unlawful possession of a firearm. This report was written by Deputy Webster. He said, on the 4th of September 2022 at approximately 23:30 Central Time, Senior Deputy Webster responded to a call of assistance by Sheriff J at 8182 Popular Street for assistance on a traffic stop. Sheriff J had begun to stop A1 Miguel Nunez in regards to a broken front window on his driver's side. Once arriving on scene to back Sheriff J, both law enforcement officers made contact with Mr. Nunez to investigate said broken window. Mr. Nunez proceeded to exit the vehicle with a face covering on, stopped on the front steps of the building, and soon thereafter running inside of the building to avoid contact with both officers. Sheriff J and Senior Deputy Webster proceeded to enter the Darnell's factory to detain Mr. Nunez. Upon moving up the stairs, Deputy Webster ordered Mr. Nunez to put his hands up, at which point Mr. Nunez ran into the back office, attempting to hide from both deputies. Mr. Nunez then proceeded out of the office, still refusing to comply with lawful orders. Deputy Webster switched from his service handgun to a standard issue taser, utilized non-lethal force to detain Mr. Nunez, placing him in cuffs and moving him to the patrol cars outside. Upon search of Mr. Nunez's person, no sensitive items were found. Upon a secondary clear of the building, Sheriff J found one handgun located in the office that Mr. Nunez hid from officers in. Mr. Nunez was transported to Fort Lauderdale substations charged with following possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of a controlled substance. He had lien on his person, and disorderly conduct. Next docket number. Docket number 283 for offenses that occurred on the same day, on 9/4/2022. Mr. Nunez, again with his charge with battery around midnight 12. Dispatch gave us a for service. The call was about a fight. Deputy Bryce responded to the call. On arrival at the scene, Bryce found 2 males fighting each other. The first male was a Latino male with a bald head and tattoos. The second male was white with blonde hair. Upon arrival on scene, Deputy Bryce left his vehicle and applied the male, giving them commands to stop fighting, at which point only the white male complied. At this point, the Latino male tried to punch the white male in the face. Deputy Bryce then discharged his taser into the belly of the Latino male, who then tried to rush the deputy and was tased again. Both males were detained. The Latino admitted to starting the fight. He said, "I fucked him up because he was fucking with my uncle." The white male was identified by Billy Jones. The white male was identified as Billy Jones, who decided to press charges. The Latino male was identified as a Mr. Miguel Nunez. Mr. Nunez was read his rights and transported to the station, where he was informed of his charges, which were 1 count of battery. Mr. Nunez was also informed of his court date, which was to be the 14th of September.
283, thank you.
284 of events that occurred on September 5th, 2022. Mr. Miguel Nunez is being charged with unlawful possession of a firearm, resisting a peace officer without violence, receiving stolen property, robbery, and attempted murder. The arresting officer was a Captain Rossi of the Broward County Sheriff's Office. Captain Rossi was on a routine patrol at 8190 Popular Street when he received a call for a robbery in progress at Low Standards Auto. In conjunction with the call, a shot spotter went off at 8199 Supply Street. Upon further investigation, a black and color CTSV with a license plate of 04 Mo 570 was spotted, leaving the scene at 8199 just after the shot spotter had activated. A victim by the name of Michael Rodriguez, who was later found to be the shop owner of Low Standards, made contact with Rossi after securing the scene and evidence related, such as casings and DNA. Fired casings were ran through the firearm database and came back to a heavy pistol with the serial number that's listed here, starts with 82Q. Rossi had a suspicion of who the offender was due to the description given to him by the victim. Miguel Nunez had previously had an anklet, and Captain Rossi tracked the anklet on the offender. Rossi tracked Mr. Nunez to 8173 Vespucci Boulevard, where the offender was seen getting out of the exact same color CTSV with the exact same license plate. Mr. Nunez then ran eastbound towards his apartment at 8174 Fantastic Place. Rossi continued to track his ankle monitor, taking him into custody at the intersection of Vespucci and Strawberry, also finding the gun used in the shooting stuffed into the wall next to the building that he was at. He was taken into custody and will be held until trial due to house arrest violation and charges added. The vehicle was also reported stolen and does not come back to anybody in our DMV system. The heavy pistol was also added into evidence at that time. And I believe that's all except the witness case that I have as well.
Okay. Alright. DNA evidence recovered from that last case?
Oh yeah, sorry. The DNA that was collected on scene came back to a Mike Savage. It was later found in a dumpster by the local EMS in the area.
And when the suspect was recovered, or the offender here in custody was recovered, the heavy pistol was recovered nearby the suspect. And was there any other items recovered on the individual?
Yeah, they also found a ID in the offender's pocket, and the ID came back to Mike Savage, who is the victim that they found in a dumpster.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Would you like to respond to any of that defense, or would you like to continue on to the other case where we have witnesses as well?
So, do you want to just like take this case by case, or do you want all of it? We can move on to the other case and then just take everything together.
Okay, I'll
if you'd
tell
like
you what.
that.
Let the prosecution present everything all together, and then you can bundle everything together in your response. Okay.
Okay.
Let's move on to the next.
Okay. The last docket number I'll be bringing forward is a docket number 211 for events that occurred on August 21st, 2022. Mr. Miguel Nunez is being charged with resisting a peace of violence, evading a peace officer, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, which is being amended to unlawful possession, attempted murder on a peace officer, battery on a peace officer ×2. I will read Mr. Moore's report that's been entered into evidence. We are also bringing him forward to the witness stand. Mr. Moore wrote, at 1:30 hours, BSO Sheriff J pulled a light blue four-door sedan over in the alleyway of 979. The driver, who is a light-skinned Hispanic male, was wearing all blue head to toe with a blue bandana around his neck, jumped out of the car and started shooting at the sheriff. Corporal Moore arrived on scene with Deputy Jackson and drew their firearms at the Hispanic male and put shots down range before the suspect took off around the corner of the north building. Him through the backyards of the surrounding houses, the subject took refuge in the house at 9075. After watching the subject make entry, Lieutenant Rossi and Corporal Moore made entry of that house and shot the suspect twice in each arm before surrendering. After securing the suspect and taking the firearm off of him, he was brought to Corporal Moore's car to be transported. After collecting evidence from the scene and taking pictures, the subject was brought to the headquarters for processing. While in processing, the subject was able to grab Corporal Moore's head and smashed it into the wall. When processing Miguel Nunez, Corporal Moore was grabbed through the cell and his head was driven into the bars of the cell, knocking him unconscious. When falling to the ground, he landed on his panic button. Fellow deputies came into the holding cells where the suspect was subdued, sustained a gunshot wound to the abdomen, a concussion due to falling in the cell, and he became unconscious. He was given medical attention by other deputies and sent to the hospital. He was issued his court date of 8/31, and one SNS pistol was covered off his person. There's also several photos of the crime scene for this docket number that are entered into evidence.
Okay. Let the record reflect that those photos are in fact attached to the record with shell casing, impact zones, and the such. Okay, we can move on.
Yeah, I'd like to call Trooper Moore to the stand, Your Honor.
Okay. Trooper Moore, are you present?
I am, Your Honor.
Trooper Moore, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay. You may be seated to the right there. Actually, better off, why don't you come and stand on the left side so the jury can hear you?
Damn, Corporal Moore.
If you can stand, Your Honor, we're going to do it.
You may be seated, sir.
Okay. Trooper Moore, right? This is you? You are
Yes,
Trooper
this
Moore?
is correct.
Okay. You were previously Deputy Moore for the Broward County Sheriff's Office, correct?
Correct.
And your call sign was K92?
That is correct.
Perfect. Do you recall the night in question, Trooper?
I do.
Okay. And to what was your role in the arrest of Mr. Nunez on the day in question?
I was the first responding officer to the shots fired call that was directed towards the sheriff.
And according to your report, you subdued a Mr. Miguel Nunez, then brought him to the headquarters for processing, where he then reached through the cell bars, grabbed your head, and bashed your head into the cell bars. Is that true?
I don't remember it very well. I was knocked unconscious.
Okay, when you wrote that in your report, did you hear that from other deputies? Or how did you hear about that?
I heard it from other deputies. I do remember him grabbing me, but I don't remember what happened after that.
Okay, what injuries did you sustain? What did the hospital tell you?
I had a concussion. I had to get some stitches on the top of my head, kind of above my forehead. That was about it.
Okay. In that last moments before you lost consciousness, when he first grabbed your head, did you fear for your life?
I did.
Okay. Have you received any long-lasting injuries or any change to your current life from the injuries that you sustained from that night?
I do have a condition where I get chronic headaches now, especially with bright flashes of light. Gives me a huge migraine now ever since then.
Okay. Well, sorry for the things that happened to you that night, Trooper Moore, but we can only give our apologies so much. I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Okay, defense, do you have any questions for this witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I step forward?
Okay. How you doing, Trooper Moore?
I'm doing alright. How about yourself, man?
Good. So, the night in question, you're saying my client reached through the bar and smashed your head, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And smashed your head into a wall, is that correct?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, so those are two separate incidences?
No, ma'am. The wall that separates the cells.
Okay, so the bars?
I'm confused what you're asking me, ma'am.
So well, I know your memory's kind of foggy, maybe going through that traumatic experience. Um, and then getting the information secondhand, I can also understand that you might not know the full details, but he smashed your head, he grabbed you, and then smashed your head into the wall, or did he smash your head into the bars?
I believe it was I have no idea, man. I'm not sure. Like I said, I lost consciousness.
Okay, so were you the only officer in that area at the moment? You said you
Mm,
fell on
no, there
your panic
was,
button, and then they
yeah,
came.
there was, I believe, one or two officers still down there as well.
Okay. Do you recall which officers those were?
Uh, yes, I believe it was Adam Duncan.
Okay. So they you transported my client into the jail cell. He wasn't secure. He was able to grab you and smash your head with two other officers there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And is there any footage of this? Did you guys have your cameras on? Did you submit anything?
I might have body cam footage from it. I would have to look though.
Okay. Did you submit your medical records as well? With the stitches?
The department should have that. Yeah.
Okay. And you said you have chronic headaches now. Do you have a prescription for those? Do you go to get checked out for those
Uh,
headaches?
yeah, I go every 3 months for a checkup on them, but I don't take any medication. I don't mess up with opiates.
Okay. And you have records of you going and
If you'll mind your language while you're in this courtroom, Trooper.
My apologies.
you have records of you going for your chronic headaches that you experience now?
I do on my credit card statement.
Okay. You can submit that as
Say that again,
evidence.
man.
You can submit that as evidence.
Sure.
Okay. And then your chronic headaches and the incident that you had with my client, it doesn't affect your employment at all. I would say with flashing lights, you being a police officer, you guys deal with flashing lights a lot. It doesn't impair you at all.
It's no, not flashing lights like that. It's like how to how to explain. You gotta experience it to know what it's like.
Well, try your best to explain.
It's like if you were flashbang.
So like a bright light, like a flashlight in your face.
No.
So when would you say that you experience, I guess, this flashbang?
Excuse me.
Objection, Your Honor. What does this have to do with our case?
Move it along.
Okay. I'm just, making sure that you are actually experiencing.
Objection, Your Honor. The Trooper Moore's validity of his police officer or his status as a police officer is not in question in this courtroom.
I agree. Sustain. You move it along.
Okay. No further questions.
Can I ask a follow-up question, Your Honor?
You may approach.
Perfect. Trooper Moore,
Yes, ma'am.
is it regular protocol to uncuff a prisoner or a detainee in the holding cells when the door to the cell is locked?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Do you normally get your head smashed in through bars by any other suspects?
No, ma'am. First for me.
Okay. Prosecution rest, Your Honor.
Any rebuttal on defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you
Oh,
for your
wait.
testimony
I'm sorry,
today,
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Trooper.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I do have something if I may approach.
You may approach.
Actually, no. Sustain. Sorry.
Okay, thank you for your testimony today, sir. Thank you for your service. You're free to go. Okay, prosecution, do you have any other witnesses to call, any other cases to bring forward against this gentleman here?
No, Your Honor. The prosecution rests.
Okay. This court will be in recess for a period of no greater than 3 to 5 minutes. Allow people to use the restrooms and take a quick break. We will reconvene in 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, prosecution fighting.
The jury is instructed to not
Yeah, you can
discuss
sit
this
down.
case during this recess period. The jury is instructed not to discuss this case during this short period, okay? All right.
Take a little break, dog.
Yeah. It's hot in this motherfucker.
Motherfucker long, damn.
Yeah, they fighting, bro. Shit.
Damn.
And you the head nigga in charge too? I hope you listen, nigga, because you gotta break down all this shit down to everybody and see and come up with a verdict. You over all that shit. You the head nigga. And nigga ain't gonna walk in there, so y'all think nigga did it or not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I ain't got time to beat around the bush.
These on street nigga around about this shit.
Exactly.
Hey, go in there. Hey, this is what you do. Walk in there. Whoever sound like they make the most sense. Ask everybody a question. What sound like they make. Are you the leader, nigga? You right, this shit.
Real. I give it to you, my boy, because shit. Ooh, nigga. Oh, shit, y'all. Take a bite of this motherfucking sandwich.
Yeah, so, bro. I ain't got nothing to eat, but I got something to drink.
Pocket sandwich, you feel me? I got a hot pocket in my pocket.
Pocket salad.
What? I'm dehydrated like a motherfucker.
Real.
Hey, prosecution.
That.
I get to you on. Hey, you fought like. Hey, goddamn. Hey, goddamn. You hear me? That's all I can say. You fought your ass off that round. Goddamn. I ain't never seen you fight like that before. Hey,
Where'd you get your soup from?
Where I get my soup from? Yeah, man.
You heard?
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Nigga Taylor to bring it to me.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Damn.
make sure it fit me. You feel me?
Even with that hole in it?
Oh, damn. She want to my Oh, I said, damn, Taylor. Oh, Taylor left 2 holes on the real nigga, man.
Damn. Good thing you weren't being heard in court today.
Pay,
Ooh.
he done gave you somebody else soup. That's the wrong shit. He done gave you somebody else.
Is that a chicken leg you just ate?
Yeah, from the top down. That's some real sus shit I just did there. Just put the mouth right at the top of the chicken. The fuck?
Damn.
Was making sure y'all ain't want to eat it. I was slapping my lips around.
Man, did you see that the tattoo shop learned how to, cut your hair a little better on the sides?
Yes.
The way your shit looking, you need to look like me.
Yeah.
I'd say legalize cannabis.
Jake, you
Come on,
fresh.
It's already legal, bro.
Exactly.
what the fuck?
Exactly.
Not in Florida.
Oh shit, we probably gotta go.
Oh shit.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Already?
Let's get something.
Quick little snack.
And after this,
Can I
I'm
park
open
first
my
before I go
shop
in?
back up. Let them motherfuckers
That's
out.
what's up.
I'm open the weed spot back up for this
Get
shit.
back in here. Oh, damn. I gotta take my head off.
Trying to get back legal now. Blend in with the eater.
Must be my belt.
Yeah, all this ice on me. You heard?
Right. That motherfucker going crazy with
Yeah. Like a diamond tester going crazy.
Showing up in the news. Everybody's bunkered down for the storm that's headed our way. Weather's not looking too good. Alright, are all of our jurors present and accounted for? Alright. Defense and prosecution, everyone's ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. Oh. Can you hear me now? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Alright. This recess is now concluded. We're going to begin. Prosecution has rested, and the defense will commence with the beginning of the defense of their case. Miss, go ahead and proceed. if you can step forward to the podium so we can all hear you and the jury can hear you, man. Okay. All right.
So, are we just gonna lump all the charges together? Do you want me to go by the dockets? How would you like this?
We should go through the dockets in the same manner and mount your defense so that it's easy for the jury to follow along and understand exactly what you're combating one by one. Since
Okay.
your client pled not guilty, I think that it's imperative you defend each case for against your client. Ma'am, are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
All
Sorry,
right.
my tablet was turning on.
Okay, no problem. All right. Prosecution, if we can help this situation along, if you could just read off the docket number so that she can respond
Yes.
to the docket number.
Yeah, first is docket number 186. Gonna be battery on a peace officer, obstruction of a government employee.
Okay, outstanding.
Okay. All right, so battery on a peace officer, obstruction of a government employee. And then this battery is against Deputy Boyson, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then, do we have Deputy Boyson here to testify?
Deputy Poison is not present. However, the police report is a sufficient accusatory document.
Okay.
By pleading not guilty, your client is indicating that he did not do what he is being accused of doing.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we have no witnesses and no footage, so I'm just gonna let that speak for itself.
Objection, Your Honor. I've already read the evidence that indicates that Sheriff J, Trooper Garcia, Deputy Moore, Deputy Webster, as well as Deputy Boyson, were all on scene as witnesses because the police report was entered into evidence. That is sufficient evidence that those individuals were there to witness that.
That is correct. The jury is hereby instructed to understand that all evidence as submitted regarding this particular case is considered in evidence and verified.
Okay. Next docket.
Are you not going to do anything on this case, ma'am?
Oh.
I just want to be clear that the client pled not guilty. Does he have an alternative story as to what happened? Are you going to present an alternative situation as to what actually happened?
I can pull him to the stand if you would like.
Okay. Whether he wants to testify, we can't force him to testify. I'm not really asking that. What I'm asking is, are you prepared to provide an affirmative defense as to what transpired? Or is the client's defense, it just didn't happen? I'm just going to make it very clear because the jury needs to understand what the defense
Yes.
is.
It didn't happen.
Okay.
We do have Corporal Moore here, though, if he'd like to come to the stand and testify that it did.
Okay, so you're calling Corporal Moore to the stand. Okay. Corporal Moore? You're still under oath from earlier, Corporal Moore.
docket numbers is?
You may not refer to any documents unless given the documents to refer to into evidence. These documents have already been entered into evidence and read into evidence. This is docket number 186. It's regarding a crowd control situation whereby you requested additional units while you were trying to detain a suspect, and a car filled with individuals was involved, and you requested additionals. Okay?
Okay.
Continue defense.
Okay. Corporal Moore, do you recall what happened on this date?
I do.
And would you like to give us your point of view on this?
Absolutely. I was,
Objection, Your Honor. She just asked for a point of view. That's an opinion.
That is correct. That is sustained.
Okay, give us exactly what happened, Corporal Moore.
So what happened on that night? I was, detaining a suspect that had a firearm covered on him at the bottom of Pillbox Medical. While I was handling that individual, a group of 4 people in a blue car approached me, started getting really close. They got out of their car, started getting really close to me, started saying a lot of I really don't know what they were saying because a lot of them were speaking Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, so I couldn't understand what they were saying. But I could tell that it was coming with hostile intent.
Oh, you can tell now.
I then requested additional units to come get these gentlemen away from the area so I could handle the suspect that I had detained. When that happened, I don't know if they just knew, but they hopped in their car and they started to drive away when other units arrived on scene. They finally stopped. They got out of their car. Once they all got out of the car, one of the individuals decided to run. That individual was then captured as well.
And you were at the scene when he was captured?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you had to leave what you were doing, your conducting your investigation, and you proceeded to.
Yes, that suspect was then put in my police cruiser for the time being until the situation would be put under control.
Okay, so you saw Mr. Nunez assault Deputy Boyson?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did he do that?
I hit him, ma'am.
So you just hit him?
From my view, yes.
Okay.
Do we have any further questions for Trooper Moore here? Okay, I gather there are no further questions.
Did you? I said no further questions. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Did you not hear me?
Oh, no, that's fine. Prosecution, do you have any rebuttal?
Yeah, I do, Your Honor.
Okay.
Trooper Moore. When
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Nunez assaulted Deputy Boyson, do you recall where you guys were?
It was it was one of the intersections of Persian Square, I believe.
When Deputy Boyson was assaulted?
I believe so.
Was he in police custody at the time?
No, ma'am.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, can you please read the Trooper Moore, your excuse? Thank you for your testimony. Can we read the next docket number, please?
Yeah, the next docket is 208. 208 is for possession of an unlicensed firearm.
Okay, defense, you may step forward to the podium, please, so that the jury can hear you.
Okay.
That was 208.
All right. honestly, Your Honor, this one's cut and dry. Uh, you guys
Okay.
took the pistol off of him.
Okay. What's the next docket number?
The next docket number is 211. This is for resisting a peace officer with violence, evading a peace officer, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, amended to unlawful possession, attempted murder of a police officer, battery on a police officer ×2. This was the docket that we brought Corporal Moore as a witness.
Corporal Moore already testified to this, correct? And we already have.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What's the next docket number?
Docket number 235. It's possession of an illegal firearm, possession of an unlicensed firearm.
Okay. Defense.
This one's also cut and dry. You took the firearm off of him.
Okay. The next docket number. Prosecution.
275. We have unlawful possession of a firearm.
275.
Yes, Your Honor.
This one's also cut and dry. Unless you are you saying you didn't have the firearm on you?
Okay. As a matter of legal fact, 275 will be stayed. There is no evidence submitted into fact listing the serial number. So I will give the state 1 week to produce the serial number of the firearm recovered in that case, in that matter. At the close of that time, if no serial number is brought forward from evidence cited along with this case, then this case will be withdrawn. 275. What's the next docket number?
282. We have disorderly conduct, possession of a controlled substance, and unlawful possession of a firearm.
Okay, defense.
Okay. The firearm was picked up not on my client's person, but in the building. So we cannot confirm unless you guys can confirm with evidence like fingerprints or something that that firearm belongs to my client. It does say that upon search, Mr. Nuna's person, no sensitive items were found.
Okay, is this a question for me, or is this a question for the prosecution, or is this a statement?
It's a statement.
Okay. Okay, so that's 282, correct?
Correct.
Subject to 275. Okay, so that's 282. Okay. The next docket number?
Next docket number is 283. The charges on that docket are battery.
Yes. So, Mr. Billy Jones, the other person involved, attacked my client's elderly uncle. So my client was defending his elderly uncle. I mean, we can try and pull Mr. Billy Jones here and see if he'll testify. Other than that,
Do you have
we
Mr.
don't know.
Billy Jones present?
No, and we don't know if Mr. Billy Jones threw the first punch. This is kind of
Okay. So for the record, your client indicated I fucked him up because he was fucking with my uncle. He didn't indicate that he fucked him up because he was, and I quote, he didn't indicate that he engaged in a violent brawl with him.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes,
him.
I did. I told that officer that I beat the shit out of him.
Sir,
because he
sir.
beat up my uncle.
Sir,
That's what I'm telling you.
you have something to say, let your attorney know.
My
Okay?
uncle's a
Your
70-year-old
attorney
man,
speaks for
man.
you, sir. Okay. As such,
I do apologize for that. His uncle is elderly. He is 75. And this Billy Jones did attack this poor innocent elderly man, um, and my client defended his uncle.
Your Honor, am I allowed to rebut?
Yes, yes.
I just like to the jury to know that in the report specifically states by Deputy Bryce that he ordered both individuals to stop fighting, and the white man, Mr. that was later identified as Mr. Billy Jones, was the one who gave up, and Mr. Nunez continued to fight after disobeying the law order.
Okay. Defense. Do you have any response to this?
Just that it is a very sensitive and personal.
Okay. I'm going to give you 1 week to produce the uncle at the ensuing trial date for next week for this case as well. Okay, so in 1 week we'll reconvene on this matter and then the matter of the missing firearm. Okay, and the final case.
Your Honor, that's 284. We have unlawful possession of a firearm, resisting a peace officer without violence, receiving stolen property, robbery, and attempted murder.
Okay, defense?
Just to be clear, the attempted murder is on Corporal Moore, correct?
No, the attempted murder is on Michael Rodriguez for this specific case.
Yeah. Are we gonna have? Can we continue this as well so that we can pull Michael Rodriguez as a witness?
For the record, this individual is on parole violation during this matter as well. Firearm as well as evidence directly tying the individual to the case was present. Would you like to speak to that in the interim?
Sure. You said the evidence was tying Michael Rodriguez to the case?
No, tying your client
Okay.
directly to the case. So notwithstanding any testimony from someone not present, your client was tied to the case via the description. However, the car with the license plate, all that information was obtained via policing. Okay? The car, in fact, was stolen, as indicated in the report here. There is body cam available as well. So would you like to reconvene in a week, and we'll let the jury see the body cam?
Yes.
Okay, outstanding. All right.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Go ahead, prosecution.
I understand that the body cam footage is not available in this specific incident, but we've had several continuances in this case.
Well, the suspect is going to be remanded during this time. And since we already have the other 2 cases that are outstanding, that gives the state enough time to produce the pistol.
I would also,
but these
I would
other
also
matters will be adjudicated today.
Yes, Your Honor. I would also like it to be known that a victim does not lawfully need to testify against his batter. Sorry, words.
No, he or she does not need to lawfully testify.
Yes.
However, the body cam will speak of the story directly.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is body cam that has been entered into evidence. I've reviewed the entirety of this case files prior to this trial starting, and I'm confident that all of the evidence is already there and it's in custody.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So let's double back, okay, if we may, together, and let's just revisit all the stuff that the jury is going to consider for today's case, shall we? Just to make sure we're all on the same page. All right. Since you already have all the docket numbers, why don't you read the docket off? Foreman, are you with me? Okay. So one of the jurors with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, outstanding.
Okay, perfect. Okay, do you want me to read them, Your Honor? I've been taking
Yes, just read. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, we have docket number 186. That is going to be obstruction of a government employee and battery on a peace officer. We also have docket 208, possession of an unlicensed firearm. We have docket 211, resisting a peace officer with violence, evading a peace officer, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, amended to unlawful possession of a firearm. attempted murder on a peace officer, battery on a peace officer times 2. We also have docket 235. That is possession of an illegal firearm, possession of an unlicensed firearm. All of the other dockets, Your Honor, are being ones that you either mentioned were dropped or pushed till 1 week from today.
Instruction Friday. 282 is also going to be heard today. Docket number 282.
282?
Mhm.
Oh, my apologies. Yes, you're right. Docket number 282 is possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, which was amended to unlawful possession of a firearm, possession of a controlled substance, and disorderly conduct.
Okay. Outstanding. All right. Defense, do you rest for the time being? Defense, do you rest for the time being? Okay, I'll take your silence as a yes. We're going to move straight into closing arguments. Closing arguments, prosecution, do you have a closing argument to make to the jury in regards to the cases that we spoke about?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, proceed.
Okay.
Stand by. I'm sorry. Go
You're
ahead.
fine.
Just ensure it happens. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, are you okay, Mr. Juror? Did you stand up?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Am I okay to proceed?
Proceed.
First, I'm going to address doc number 186. This is battery on a peace officer, obstruction of a government employee. We all heard Mr. Moore's testimony from the defense that he was indeed at the scene, that Mr. Nunez was approaching the officers in a menacing manner, which caused him to have to stop his investigation to perform crowd control, and that is by definition obstruction of a government employee, because they are taking his focus off of something that he is supposed to be doing and putting it onto something else. In this case, it was arresting them because of the menacing way that they were acting and the lawful orders that they were disobeying. He also testified that Mr. Nunez did indeed assault Mr. Boysen. I would also like it to be known that not only does it reference it in the report, but it also referenced it in Moore's testimony, which he was under oath. Therefore, being two different accusatory items in that case. Now we have docket 208, which is possession of an unlicensed firearm. A heavy pistol was pulled off of Mr. Nunez here and entered into evidence. We've entered that into this courtroom. He was even told that in his initial questioning that he was doing, quote, gang shit. So he has nothing to say about that for himself either. Target number 211 was a peace officer with violence, evading a police officer, unlawful possession, attempted murder, battery on a peace officer times 2. This was when I brought Corporal Moore in front of you guys to tell you about how he feared for his life. He has lasting headaches because of what events occurred in that holding cell. It is not typical for a individual that is detained reach through the bars and want to knock a police officer's head in. It's not typical. It doesn't happen. He told you in front of the whole courtroom that this is the first time and only time that it has ever happened to him. We're lucky that Corporal Moore fell on his panic button and was able to get medical treatment right away to make sure that he could still be here and be our bailiff in court today, actually. Corporal Moore is one of the more active community members from the Florida Highway Patrol. I'm sure you guys have seen him all around patrolling. And we're lucky we still have him here because Mr. Nunez decided that he wanted to try to end Corporal Moore's life, or so Corporal Moore had testified that he believed. Now we have 235. 235 is possession of a legal firearm, possession of unlicensed firearm, where we again found a pistol with a serial number that is written into the police report, and it's in evidence. Nothing to say there. He's got nothing to say about it because he knows that it's true and that it happened, that was found on him. And then we have these docket number 282, where Mr. Nunez was wearing a ankle monitor. He was on house arrest. He was being tracked by the government, and he still decided to be out violating his parole. He didn't care that he was being tracked by the government on an ankle monitor. He was riding around in a car with a broken window and then decided to run from the police into an abandoned factory and disposed of his gun in the office. This man does not care whether or not he's being tracked. He doesn't care if he has an ankle monitor. He doesn't care if he's a prior felon. He's going to continue doing these things. I believe that it is your guys' responsibility to treat that as such and take that into
Boss
account.
man, you're gonna have to remove that mask.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you for the detail. Defense counsel, you may continue.
Sir,
with
you're gonna
your
have to
closing
remove that
arguments
mask or
regarding
be
the matters
removed from the.
that we are adjudicating today.
Yes, Your Honor. You guys have been given a lot of details and evidence, trying to paint my client as a monster. However, just remember the details and the facts. Especially the incident with Corporal Moore. I would think that as a experienced officer as himself, you should treat every criminal as if they may be dangerous. Not calling my client dangerous, but that they may be dangerous. And I don't think him saying that he feared for his life is correct. Defense Rex. No more. Closing. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of your time. Jury, you now have all of the facts regarding the matters that have been adjudicated here today. You have a very difficult task ahead of you. Deciding the life of this year is no easy task. It is, in fact, one that is daunting. However, I will provide you jury instruction. Deliberate all of the details, and you will come to a general consensus on whether or not this gentleman is guilty or not guilty of the crimes that were levied against him and the charges that were levied against him today. In regards to the evidence, I know that you don't have full access to the evidence as indicated by the prosecution or the defense, but you can rest assured that the evidence has all been affirmed. Obviously, you are now dismissed temporarily. You're going to be sequestered into the jury room where you will have some time to deliberate, and we'll send the clerk in to check on you in the next 10 minutes while you consider what to do next. Okay? The court will remain seated while the jury is exiting the room. That's the judge's room. To my right. To my right, gentlemen. All right, court will be in recess for 10 minutes, and we'll check back in 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and let's take the defendant downstairs for the time being. Get him hydrated and get him a halal sandwich if need be.
Thank you, boss.
that the prosecution and the defense remain close by in case the jury has any questions. I just want to tell you folks, you both did an outstanding job at zealously representing your respective points of view. So kudos to you for that. This is no easy task. It's definitely a daunting one. So I appreciate you both taking your time to zealously represent your positions regarding this case.
Come on, man. You come on over there.
No,
Hey, he put
he
man.
didn't pay me.
No,
He didn't pay me.
no, it's not about that. It's not the fact he didn't pay you. Shit, this nigga had a lose. He was fighting a losing battle any goddamn way.
I already said that.
Man,
And then on top of that, the nigga only gave me 15K, so I'm only giving him 15K.
You damn right. No, I already know. You can get man, fuck that shit, man. You right, that nigga, man, ain't no way in fuck. You got all this shit going on. You ain't paying, bruh. But he ain't got you nothing to fight with, bruh.
Literally. And then I told him that, like, to just go ahead and take his deal or whatever, but he wanted to go to trial, and I said it was more to go to trial, and he didn't cough up that money, so I just
You leave his ass like it. Yeah, you right.
So don't,
bro.
I know you say I'm the female.
No,
Johnny Cochran.
no, baby girl. It doesn't matter how it go. That ain't no damn. That was not no fair. Man, he fucked up a long time ago.
What is going on? Where's your clothes?
I think that man.
Oh, I thought that was somebody.
Come here. You stay inside this building.
Yeah.
I think make sure dude ain't got nothing to do with you. He up to something though.
Yeah, I'm about to go talk to Corporal Moore real quick.
Yep. Go ahead. But yeah, no, sweet. Don't you worry about it. You still a champion, goddammit.
I want to see it.
What that?
I was told there was a dude out here with no clothes on.
No, he inside the building.
Oh.
Listen, now you the prosecutor. I know we don't see eye to eye all the time, but I'm letting you know right now, baby girl, watch your back. I don't know what's going on. Shit feeling weird.
Shit feeling weird?
I don't know. You hear me? Hey, come here. I told you I had confidential. Now you just keep your ass in the building. Don't go in there and get rallying niggas up because it might not be nothing. I'm just being a nice nigga to you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn light. Let Hobo Joe keep my lighter. Damn.
waiting for the defendant to be brought back into the courtroom here, I just want to say that I thank everyone for their participation today. Again, both the defense and the prosecution, as well as the jurors, everyone has done an outstanding job today. We thank everyone for their service on behalf of the state of Florida. Okay, this court will now be back in session. Foreman of the jury, has the jury reached a decision?
Yeah, man. After
Hold on, sir. Okay, can you pass the decision over to the? Can you go ahead and grab the decision from the foreman there?
Yeah, man. He's guilty, man. Too much evidence against that man. All right.
All right, the defense, the prosecution will both stand. Defense and prosecution. Okay, Ms. Miguel Nunez, please stand. All right, jury, in the matter of the people of the state of Florida versus the defendant, Michael Nunez, how do you find the defendant, Michael Nunez? Foreman, I can't hear you. You have to stand up and speak loudly, sir.
Okay, yeah. After hearing all the prosecution and defense, we say he's guilty.
Can you elevate your voice a little bit, sir? You're not projecting, sir.
Yeah, after carefully listening to all that evidence, we gotta go with guilty.
Okay. So, in the matter of the people of the state of Florida versus Mike Miguel Nunez, the jury has levied a guilty verdict. So say you one, so say you all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Outstanding. Can we take the defendant into custody, please? I'm going to set a sentencing hearing from 1 week today. We'll be back in the court for sentencing. At that time, we'll hear the remainder of the outstanding charges levied against this gentleman here. Thank you for your time again. Jury is dismissed, and this court is in recess from 1 week from today.
Y'all gentlemen have a beautiful evening.
Yeah, man, that was a losing battle, man. That was a motherfucking losing battle, bro.
That was, man, they could have called Cochran up in there.
Bro,
They could have called Cochran.
It
ain't no
so
good
much for your
guy.
time.
Good guy.
You ladies did an outstanding job. Outstanding job. Absolutely outstanding.
Where you going? What? Nobody else.
I'm with the judge, man.
Let me go back and we get changed up, and if you, just to make sure that you folks are both okay, we can have the police escort you out if you feel. Okay. All right.
Y'all good, motherfucker. He gone.
Okay.
I started that made sure.
Oh, the shirtless man?
Yeah, I made sure you got down.
Thank you.
Prosecution today, goddamn. Hey, listen here now, y'all.
Listen, you don't gotta butter me up just because we paid you 300K.
No, I'm just
okay.
Listen. I'm a realist, and I gotta give credit. I'm a realist. I gotta give credit when credit is due. You feel me?
That was
Credit is due.
250.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, round it up.
Today you fought, little lady. You hear me? Today, I ain't never seen you throw. You, goddamn it, I ain't know you had hands. You hear me?
Door Friday. Try
I do have hands.
What the fuck?
Trust me, I seen that.
Wait, what?
He said, who were there? He said, what the fuck? Hold on, what if they start shooting?
Is that the shirtless man
Man,
again?
we getting the hell up now.
I don't know who that was ran up in there like that.
Man, let's get the hell from up here.
That's enough. Shit at.
Hey, you little ladies, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day.
Thank you,
Appreciate y'all.
folks. You guys did an outstanding job, and ladies, you did the best job I have ever seen in a courtroom.
Bruh, that shit was real.
Let me put my hat back on, man. Get my hat.
So where we go pick out $15 up at?
Yeah, bullshit.
Hey, this the second time they done got some jury dude out of me, man.
Yo, you dirty.
Second time they done got
Hey,
some
you
jury
tripping,
dude
nigga?
out of me,
Hey, you
bro.
tripping? Hey, no,
Right,
no.
I need my 15.
No,
Bruh,
what you
this
do?
the
No,
second
do what y'all
time
do.
they done
No,
got
listen,
me.
listen. This is what y'all do. Do what y'all do. Let that shit stack up till that shit come like 2,000 or 3,000. They be like, hey, nigga, I need my motherfucking
Man,
check.
it's the second time they done got some
I'm
jury
trying
dude
to tell
out
you.
of me,
Bro,
I
Hey,
was sitting there thinking that shit like, hold up.
This
You get
nigga, I
$15
can't
for this?
believe this nigga
Got
went to
picked.
court. I can't believe this nigga went to court.
Real.
No, PK, let me tell you, it's really fucked up.
All right,
about
OG.
this. You wanna know what's
Big
really
dogs,
fucked
I'm
up?
gonna meet y'all in the hood.
Ah, yeah, you
All
motherfucking
right.
right, coach. I'm just really
All
fucked up
right.
about his mind. He got this big ass motherfucking court date. And he ain't even pay the lawyer, bro.
Ain't do what?
He ain't even pay the lawyer, dog.
He didn't?
No, nigga. That's why she said she ain't finna fight for the man. The nigga, he had the biggest case in the world. And this nigga, he paid on the $15K, nigga. You know she worth more than that.
Nah, hell nah, boy. You know how big your motherfucking case is, boy.
Bitch, and you can't pay your bill?
You is tweaking.
Man, you know how big your case is and you can't pay your bill? Nigga, you goofy.
Damn, that's fucked up. You ain't lying. You supposed to gave her some shit that's gonna make her
Bro,
fight.
Bro, man, nigga, my fitting out case, nigga, it wasn't even as big as this, nigga. I dropped 20 cracks.
God damn, big O.
Then turn around, dropped another 50. Then put another 50. You hear me?
And then them niggas did not want that motherfucking jury leadership. They you got that, dog.
I know. I see when you came out, I heard how hood you was. Hey, shit. What we came up with, I said, yeah, this nigga hood the motherfucker.
And they did not want to. I'm like, shit, okay, if I do it, boy. He was like, shit, man, just tell me what you think. We gonna tell you what we think.
He was guilty, bro. They got too much. It's too much, bro. They're not just that.
That's what we was saying
the
back
bitch
there.
got caught 3 times with the ankle bracelet on. Attempted murder on the cop, nigga.
We
for
was
his
back
ass.
there talking about they need to make a movie out of him, the world's dumbest criminal.
I swear to God, this nigga stupid. Bro.
Cause that shit, they had too
Bro,
much evidence.
when they got,
against him,
hey,
bro.
you see, I stopped screaming "Free Migo" when I heard all that shit. I'm like, boy, damn, Migo
they
stupid.
had too much shit against him. I'm like, man.
And he kept continuing to do shit while he got the ankle brace. That would fuck me up, bro.
Like he just didn't get no fuck. I'm like, boy, you don't get no fuck shit. We can't help you.
Yeah,
They got too much evidence. It'll just make us look retarded to sit here and say, oh, he's not guilty.
My nigga.
They gonna be like, did y'all listen to anything we just told y'all?
Shit, nigga, they said for $250,000 for me.
He ain't pay her nothing. I'm glad
Nigga, I paid her extra. I paid her extra. I paid her for nigga shit. I told you, nigga, they gave me $250,000.
And he done gave her ass 15 bands. What the fuck?
15 racks, nigga. Baby girl, she came out and she said, I know you think I'm trying to cock him, but I can't fight for this nigga. I said, girl, he a losing bout anyway. She said, not this, that. He only gave me $15K. I said, what? She like, yeah, he only gave me $15K.
That ain't enough right there, dog.
What the fuck our cars at?
Gone because I flew out. Both eyes
Car gone, yeah.
We too far away.
I guess so for that nigga, man. He show parking and sitting in my spot.
I got the app on my phone.
Me too. What's good? That nigga got the stack. You see, nigga got the stacks in the seats and the armrest. Nigga got the stacks sitting on the armrest. Damn.
I came over here thinking my shit was still over here, and that motherfucker
gone. Yeah.
Go out here and call it.
I'm trying to remember what car I pulled up in.
You was in that fucking.
Oh yeah, the Delta.
Some red car.
Yep. You know I got the bread on me because I'm bread dead daddy.
tweaked out.
Damn, I don't know which one. Damn, I don't know which one is mine. Man, that motherfucker, boy, that car show got all my shit in it, drugs, gun, everything.
My phone tweaked out. My app's tweaking, and they got a fucking negative symbol on the side of them.
Oh, no. Look on the top. You gonna see it's gonna say close. Look.
Oh, okay, right. There we go. Okay.
And I don't know which one is my car, but I need my shit got all my shit in it.
You don't remember which one you had out?
Yeah, I remember what I had that, but I don't know which one it is on my phone because I got too many cars.
You don't know what it's called, either?
No, it ain't my car. It ain't got no name. I got a lot of them just say vehicle. Just a quick call. Any one of them hell and get us there, huh?
I'm finna call what I just had out.
Shit,
All this ice on that like Mr. T.
I got too much money. I gotta ride a Benz.
It's on my whip.
Okay, bet you give me to the garage. You don't see it now. It's on the map somewhere. You look on your GPS.
Like, what the fuck this nigga
Nah,
ride?
look at your GPS. Look at your GPS. See where it's at.
Man, where the fuck is this nigga at with my...
You looking at the map?
He down here somewhere.
Mhm.
Like, he done ran my shit into the wall. You stupid as hell. Stupid ass nigga.
I
How the
see.
fuck you even get my shit right here?
When you see with my car and I seen the motherfucker against the wall, I said, boy, that nigga there. So they'll
This nigga a motherfucker. We
go
done
it's
ran
the
my
other,
shit
the
out.
other way.
Fuck.
We go to the garage. That nigga there, yeah, he lied. That nigga ass white. That nigga said,
The other way?
yeah, I put on the GPS for you.
Fuck nigga done ran all into my motherfucking shit, man.
Damn.
What the fuck just happened? My car just went off and came back on.
On everything, that bitch just turned off and came back on.
Bro, what the fuck did nigga do to my whip?
That nigga done bashed this hoe up.
Boy, my shit just went off and came back
Yeah,
on.
I
Boy,
heard
that nigga
that
better
bitch.
not be done rigged my shit up. Fucked up my motherfucking car, nigga. Beating your ass, boy. I put it up, call valet right back just to beat his ass.
You hear me? The prosecutor like, don't try to butter me up because you hit me for $300K.
For real?
That's what she said. She said, don't check because you know I was telling her she did good today. She got down today. Prosecutor
She had to pay that money though on you, huh?
Man, yeah, bitch, I told you I got that $250,000, bitch. Yeah, what bullshit?
You need let me hold something, nigga. Fuck on with you.
Yeah,
Bitch head nigga
yeah,
done
nah.
paid him.
Yeah, bitch, you still sitting on your little half of me, whatever the hell you got, bitch. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
nah, bitch. I
Yeah,
need that.
bitch. Yeah, I need me too.
Hey, that deal. Yeah. I need that.
Rah. Yeah, we killing everything.
Shoot up
This
everybody.
nigga stupid,
I
man.
need that, nigga.
Yeah, bullshit, nigga. I'm finna put this shit up. I'm finna buy. I'm hoping what's his name show up, but I'm buying 10 bricks, bitch. I ain't bullshit. I'm buying 10 bricks. I'm spending a whole $100K on bricks. Police money going on bricks.
And they done got the jury do it out your boy twice,
Yeah,
dog.
nigga. Now, if I were you, I wait till that bread stack then. Tell nigga I need my change yet.
For real, I done hit y'all with the jury do it twice.
This time I was a lead.
Lead, yes.
This time my nigga was a motherfucking lead.
So if Migo family want to come back and kill the lead the lead juror, it was me, goddammit.
Oh, shit, hold on. You ain't bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. Now, what if Migo people want to come back and goddamn?
You ain't
It was me.
bullshit, because you know what I had to say, the verdict got loud and shit.
Bruh, they just set me up. You
Man,
feel?
don't matter. We Wicks, nigga. We with
This
the
whole
shits.
goddamn
Hey,
clique finna
hey,
come looking for
we
me.
Wicks. We with the shits. And I fought the nigga with Steve.
Hey, that set me up.
Hello?
Hey.
What's good, beautiful?
Mitch, what's up with you?
You tell me, you know, today a good day. You know, I beat the,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, beat the motherfucker for us. Hell yeah, beat the shit out the court today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mayweather won that shit. they ain't even want to have my shit in court. They set up my shit outside the court.
Oh,
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
they didn't want to embarrass themselves?
I was hoping not. I wanted them to.
Did you get them for good money or what?
Oh yeah, baby. We got a good court out of them.
Oh, quarter? Alright.
That's what I see. You hear me? So my baby in need. My baby's in need.
What is in need of you?
Oh, goddamn girl. Come on now. Come on. Where you at?
Alright.
Where you at?
Where you at?
Shit, I'm finna go get my car in here.
On the way to the garage.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll meet you there.
Alright, bet. See you in the hood, bro.
Alright, bye.
Alright. Come on now. You talking to me like that, gonna get that.